Hi, welcome back to the LegalIn.com YouTube channel. We're all about educational and learning videos. Today's video is about the release of medical records form. But before we begin, if you learned something from this video, please give us a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel and hit that notification bell button to be part of the LegalIn.com world. Also remember, this video is for educational purposes only and is not meant to be a substitute for an attorney. Let's go ahead and jump right in. So when you come to our home screen, you'll see the four categories: estate planning, family, finance, business, and real estate. And under family, you'll see the release of medical records. Go ahead and click on that. And while we're waiting for that to load, let's talk about what is a medical release form, how is it used. So a authorization for release of medical records or medical records release form is used when you want to request a copy of your medical records and information from the medical provider's office, such as a doctor, a dentist, a hospital, a chiropractor, any type of doctor or medical office or hospital, and you want those medical records to be either released to you as the patient or to some other third party, such as you want it to be released to a new doctor or a new chiropractor, or you need it for employment or an insurance company or for any reason, or you can have it released to both yourself and to this other third party. Now, a medical release form is required under the Health Information Portability and Accountability Act, which is usually referred to as HIPAA. In accordance with HIPAA, when someone requests access to medical records, a consent or a release has to be on the file. Now, this is done in order to protect your health information and from being improperly disclosed or getting somewhere where it shouldn't get to. Now, when we're going to fill out the medical release form, we'll go through it together, but when you create it, you should set limits on what type of information you want released, what you don't want released, and you can also set a limit on the time or duration that the authorization is good for. So sometimes people leave them open-ended. I think it's a better idea to have an end date, meaning at this point it'll become invalid. And then if you ever need it again, you'll just fill it out again. It's simple. It's available to you on our website for free. So let's go ahead and start that. So you come here, you select the state you're in. Today I'm in South Carolina. You go ahead and select the state that you're in, and we will go from there. So it brings you here to a place where it gives you some information about the document. You can click here for document instructions. It'll be step to step, and we're going to go through that together on this video. Click on download the document, put in your email, and it'll open up for you right here. We don't ask for your credit card or any other information. So I've gone ahead and filled out some stuff, but we'll go through it together. So on the top of the page where you see the word to, right here, you need to put in who you're addressing it to. Now, you should put in the provider's name, the office name, the doctor's name, the address, the phone number, any other information that you have, you should fill out over here. Now, second is the authorization section. Here you'll enter your name, your full legal name that's on your medical records, your full address, date of birth, and phone number. So as you see, I've put in Terry Jones. I've put in my address in South Carolina. Date of birth is right here, and my phone number. So that's in case the office that I'm sending the records to has a question, they know how to reach me best. Then the next section asks, what information do you want to release? Now here you can identify specific information you can release. If you want all your complete records, notes, and charts, everything to be released, go ahead and put an X or check mark over there. If there's something specific that you want released, you can click on that. If only you want lab results, test results, medication lists, care plans, or you want only health information released to specific condition or procedure, you could put that in. Let's say you only want it relating to your knee replacement surgery. So you'll check that off and type in knee replacement, or if there's something other, we leave a blank for you to fill that in. You should check it off, and also you should initial. You should initial the line that you want the authorization to be released. So I'm going to go ahead, put the X mark, and then put my initials right there. So it's clear that this is what I want. Now let's go ahead to the next section is the release. In this section, you enter the name of the third party. That could be yourself, or it could be another entity, organization, or doctor's office that you want the medical records to be sent to. So you're going to put in that person's name. If there's an entity name such as a hospital name or a doctor's office name, you put that in there, as well as their address, fax number, and email. I want it to be released to myself, so I put in my name, address, phone number, if you have a fax number, and an email address that's put in right there. Now, Section 3 talks about duration of authorization. This is what I was talking about earlier, where you should limit the amount of time that the release is valid for. It's a good idea to set this limit in order to prevent your health information from being improperly disclosed. So you should enter the date that you want the authorization to end on. If you don't want to put an end date on the duration, then you could leave a blank or type in not applicable. But here I put in a date that I want it to be good for. The next section is consent for certain conditions. Now, there are certain medical conditions due to their sensitivity that require a separate consent to be released. Those conditions include physical or sexual abuse, alcoholism, drug abuse, sexually transmitted diseases, abortion, or mental health treatments. If you want that information that's listed right here, and I'll show it to you under consent, if any of those informations to be released, you can initial and check off that you want to release. If you don't want it to be released, then put an X and as well as enter in your initials. You could write that in or type it in that you don't want it to be released. So that's a separate one. So you type in your initials, I do not want it to be released right there. The next is, under the law, you need to have a separate consent for HIV or AIDS. So that again, if you want it to be released, you would put in your initials here. If you don't want it to be released, like I don't want it to be released, then I'm just going to put in an X and my initials. The next section talks about your individual rights, that you have the right to revoke this authorization at any time, that the disclosure is only based on your permission, and that you can always take it back, and that you understand that this is an authorization. Now, the miscellaneous talks about you could get a copy, a fax, or duplicate. It will have the same force and effect as this document, and that it's not going to affect any ongoing or future care you receive as a patient. Then you need to sign. So go ahead and put in the day and month and year that you're going to do that in. And now you're going to put it in as the day. So it's the 15th day of the month, then the year, and you're going to put in your state. This is your signature line. You're going to sign that once you print it out. And we've left a witness line. It's a good idea to have it witnessed. Having a witness sign by the witness line and print their name here. So you would type in their name here, and they would sign here if you're doing it in front of a witness. Most of the times you need a witness. Now, there's a section called here for minors or people who are unable to sign. So if you're a parent or a guardian and you're signing on, you want the release of your child's medical records, you'll sign in that the patient is a minor, enter in their age. If it's someone who's unable to sign, such as you're their legal representative or they don't have the mental capacity, you would sign in Y, you're their legal representative, and authorized agent, and so being a legal guardian, representative by court order, or any other reason you put that in, and then you would sign here, type in your name right here, and you would put in the relationship. So the relationship, like I said earlier, could be parent, legal guardian, representative, having a power of attorney for someone. So those are things that you would put in, and that's it. It's easy to fill out and complete. Just print it out or email it or fax it. Find out from that office how they'd like to receive the authorization. I hope you learned something from this video. Please remember to give us a thumbs up. And until next time. Remember to check out LegalDin.com, the better way to legal.